Hi, everybody. It's AJ. I listened to tonight's show towards the end and just had a few little insights that I thought I would share from my perspective. While I suffer with RSD CRPS, I was also diagnosed with PTSD after my car accident. And it took several months of me being angry and bitter and mean and nasty to my friends and family. I didn't want to be around anybody. I was probably the most antisocial I've ever been in my entire life, and I've always been someone who enjoyed being around people, wanted to be with people. I enjoyed my friends, I enjoyed my company, and my accident was October 28th, 2014. And I will honestly say that I believe it was end of March, first part of April, when I first wanted to socialize with my friends again. And none of my doctors listened to me. I had nightmares. I would wake up. I could hear the crunch of the metal. I could smell the smell of the airbag when it deployed, and it was just that nasty smell. It was hard to drive by that location. It was hard to even ride by that location. And it took until I found a good PC who listened to me and listened to me when I said, you know what, I wake up, I have nightmares, it hurts to drive that way, my chest gets tight, I cringe at the thought, I would avoid that place, and that's not an easy thing to do. So he suggested that I start some counseling, and I said, okay, I will do that. But he also suggested an antidepressant. Well, I wasn't quite ready for that. So I did find an excellent therapist who he recommended, which, my therapist is amazing. She is by far perfect. At least she is perfect for me. She listens without hesitation. I have screamed, I have cried, I have wanted to throw things, I have ranted, and I've even laughed. But it took the first couple weeks with her where she said, you really need to talk to your doctor about an antidepressant, because with RSD it triggers my pain even more. And with the PTSD combined with that, I was having a lot of anxiety, and the nightmares and the tightness in the chest, especially when we drove by the accident site and just trying to deal with everything that was compounding on top of just everything in general. And this isn't something that I talk about very lightly at all. It's really hard to admit that I can't handle my emotions like I should be able to, or I think I should be able to. So for me, PTSD was a whole new journey on top of everything else that I had. Now I had to deal with that. So I do deal with it. I have medication, and I also see a therapist every week, and it's good therapy. It's healing for me, and talking to you about my process and my healing and things that are going on in my life is healing for me. And I hope that in some way it helps you too. But PTSD is real. It doesn't matter. It could seem like it's the smallest thing, but it's a huge impact in your life. And for me, even sitting here now, 16 months later, if I just close my eyes and I think back to that day, that moment, I can still hear the crunch of the metal. I can still feel my car going across 3 lanes of traffic. I can still smell the airbag as it deployed. I can still hear my horn going off constantly. So while they're not as present as they were a year ago, they're still there, and they will be there for who knows. I'm not going to say my PTSD is any more or less than anybody else's, but it's real. It's affecting everybody in different ways, and everybody can relate in different ways, and everybody deals with it in different ways. So, I just wanted to share. It's not something I've talked about with many friends or my family, but I think it's important for everybody else to know that I'm not just an RSD sufferer. I got my RSD due to my auto injury. So I have RSD, CRPS, I have anxiety, I have depression, I have this huge volume of things, of diagnoses that are all related to that one day, that one moment in time that I can't take back. And nobody can. Nobody can change that. I can't go backwards. I can only go forwards. So I've tried to take my journey and go in a better path, and hopefully this helps. So that's it for tonight, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.